hope this comes out pretty well, but there's a gentleman that I've been wanting people to hear for quite some time, and I feel that he's very good and it needs to be heard. Particularly, he has a story to tell about the things that happen in his life that's inspiring to many people, including myself. My name is Michael Cooper, and I'm here at Ransom Temple, and I'm going to introduce you to an absolutely awesome gentleman by the name of John Greenfield.
Every real man prays.
This man's doing this with one foot and one good arm.
Hey, brother.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Recognize that song? You're the inspiration for that.
Thank you very much. That's I was about to tell people online that you also are inspired by things that happen to you in your life and people from this church.
Okay.
And I just wanted you to tell your story so I can just get the word out.
I appreciate that. Well, if we're going to tell my story, let's start at the beginning. And as you notice, I'm not like the normal.
Right.
Not only up here,
Right.
but physically, my ankle has 4 plates and 12 pins in it. I have 9 screws in my knee. And this thing, which is a hand that doesn't work at all. And the reason all of this happened is 4 years ago, 31 days, who's counting, right? I was involved in a horrendous head-on car crash. I was going up Briley Parkway and I was hit head-on. Here's a picture of my vehicle. I carry these things with me, kind of like my x-rays. If I want to go through the airport, I got to take my x-rays because they call me Mr. Home Depot. I got more metal in me than a Home Depot. I have more hardware. This is the van I was driving, Michael. Not much room in there for a person.
Wow, that is remarkable. That is remarkable.
I was pulled out of that, but here's a picture of me a year after the accident, the first time out of bed in a whole year. That's what, getting into ICU, that's the first time I came out of a bed. And I'm going to cover this back up. I don't want to scare the kids, but I wanted to, if you're going to tell the story, you got to tell the whole story.
Yes, let's tell it.
Really, that's what happened. That was the circumstances of my story. But what really happened is I am something right out of the Bible. I'm a miracle. When I woke up from my coma and people kept saying, "You're a miracle. God brought you back for a reason." It was kind of hard to see that because all my life I've been a musician. It's all I've ever done. At the point when this happened, I was playing drums with my feet, just like I am here, but I was playing a bass guitar with my hands. And myself and a guitar player, we formed a power trio. The two of us formed a power trio, if that makes sense. And I was making a good living, enjoying what I've been doing all my life. And then this happened, and literally I lost everything, including my life. When I say I'm a miracle right out of the Bible, there's a BC, before Christ, and there's an after death, after my death. Because like I say, people would come to me and say, "You're a miracle. God brought you back for a reason," but I couldn't see it. All I saw was I was a victim. Boy, I was a good victim too, Michael. I was the best victim ever. What I didn't have taken away from me, I threw away because I had no self-worth. And my woman, my wife, technically my wife, she died of lung cancer 5 months to the day from when this accident happened. And then I woke up from this accident and realized that God had taken her but left me here. And I was very angry about that for a long time. And then when I healed up, started moving around, I met a woman named Stacy Downey. Right down the street from here, you can hit it with a rock if you got a good arm. She runs the Little Pantry That Could. And it's a local charity that every Saturday they distribute food. It's not like something they hand you a box. You go through and shop. It's a wonderful experience. And she does this out of the goodness of her heart. And the reason I bring her up is when my van crashed, it was in her driveway, and she literally saved my life. She said that my foot was up underneath me right here. And she helped save me and keep me alive until the first responders got there. And I'll just say this as a caveat on the side. What's written on paper regarding that accident and what really happened are two different things, but we'll just leave it at that. That was my second angel. My first angel died. I met my second angel. And strictly by circumstance, I met my third angel, who happens to be the pastor of the church that we are in right now. Her name is Dr. Rosemary Heron, Pastor Heron. And I met her by accident. I was living close by in a shared living facility. One of the residents there, a good friend of mine, passed away. We went to his funeral service in Franklin, and then they had one here on Sunday. So I came here for his funeral service, met Pastor Heron, realized the power within that woman and the truth within that woman, and started coming here. And the funny thing about it is she saw the miracle in me. The miracle everybody had been talking about all these years. She saw that miracle in me. And I was accepted here. And what happened from there, once I let God into my life, and this is the wish I could make for anybody, God took over my life. God did have a plan for me. I'm a miracle because he had a plan for me. He sent me back for this purpose through his music to save souls through his music. And I could have never done that on my own. And he literally took over my life. Like I said, I had turned to drugs. Literally, God said, enough is enough, and took those drugs from me. I didn't have a withdrawal. I didn't have a craving. I don't even think about it. Just like that. I wish that for the world, that he could take for everybody that would let themselves open up, and he could take that away from them. And then he brought back the music. I couldn't believe it. Here I was, a victim, lost everything. I couldn't play music anymore. God said, no, you're going to not only play it, but it's going to be my songs this time, not yours, not anybody else's. These are my songs, and they're meant to save souls. So how am I going to do that, God? I gave them to a bunch of really good songwriters, and they never came out right. They weren't bad, but it wasn't right. God told me, you're going to learn to play keyboards. No, I don't. I was still stupid. I fought a little bit. The one thing I can say I learned to do was listen to Daddy. When he says something, now I just do it, and I reap the rewards. It is so wonderful. If I argue, I get nothing done.
That's right.
And what God told me to do, this is the most amazing thing. He told me to start my own ministry. Me, Mr. Studley Dumont musician all my life, lived for myself. I have started In Cahoots with Jesus Ministries. And what we do is we promote concert events, gospel concert events, for other charities, such as the Little Pantry That Could. And as we grow, we'll be doing shows in the Bridgestone Arena for a local charity, creating thousands of dollars to help the community. That is my calling. And to save souls. If you're a saved Christian, you have one job, and that is to bring souls to God. And through his music, it is my calling to save souls. Well, all of a sudden, here's this drummer guy. Oh, let me show you my kit real quick.
Show me your kit.
This was built by a one-handed man for a one-handed man. We're going to rebuild this with two hands. Brother Michael has already agreed to help me. We're going to rebuild it, get it done right. But this is what I've been able to do on my own. My feet are the whole drum set. Kick drum, tom-tom, tom-tom, snare, hi-hat. Play the snare and the hi-hat together. Now I've got other things up here I can use for regular drums. Snare, crash. I'm the only person in the world with a digital cowbell. Anyway, what happened is God showed me on the keyboard how to play his songs. And they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful songs. They touch hearts. Nothing makes me happier than to look out and see people get the message in the lyrics of these songs. And if there's one thing I've learned through all of this, it's not about who you are. It's about whose you are. And I am a child of God. And nothing don't mean nothing if if you ain't giving it up to God. When that rubber meets the road, you're gonna be bumping fists with Jesus up in heaven in the arms of our Lord. Or you're gonna be someplace else, just wishing you joined us on his train with the children safe on board. 'Cause it ain't about who you are, it's all about whose you are. Nothing don't mean nothing if you ain't giving it up to God. All his praise, all his glory, place no other gods before thee. Nothing don't mean nothing if you ain't giving it up to God. No, 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 no. Nothing don't mean nothing if you ain't giving it up to God. I hope that satisfies you, Michael.
That sounds great to me. You brought tears to my eyes, and as the video was going, I was shaking my head and smiling. And when you pulled your arm out, I said, "Oh man!"
I'm glad I put it back away.
I'm glad you
We
did
don't want to
too.
scare the kids.
Yes, I want to say thank you, and I'm going to do my best to let more and more people see this. Again, thank you. Thank you for coming to us, and thank Daddy. Thank the Father in heaven for bringing you to us.
Praise the Lord.
You have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.